Welcome here at, yes, you got it right, at PropCoach, Coach Taco, welcoming you to a new video where we talk about why exclusivity. We get so many questions from agents always about why do I need exclusivity? Why is it so important? We touch on all the points here in the back and I'm going to address it to you right here, right now. Hey, and by the way, do me a huge favor. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to our channel. It's very simple. Just go down the red button right there. Just click it. It just takes a second and then hit the notification button that basically will give you the opportunity to see when our next video is being published. And we want to make sure to keep giving these training videos to you every single week. Okay, guys? Okay, let's get started. Okay, in 3, 2, I'm going the wrong way, sorry. In 3, and 2, and 1, let's go. You know, for many real estate agents, real estate negotiators, anybody who's working in the real estate, we can see that exclusivity is actually the key in helping you to really build a consistent career in this real estate industry. So why is it so important? What makes that big difference? What is it about this exclusivity? Of course, why are sellers not always very fond of exclusivity? Why is it that many people object against exclusivity? What are we so scared about exclusivity? There's a lot of misconceptions about this whole exclusivity. And we're just going to clear the air here. And let me give you exactly 4 points why exclusivity is so important and why you should really start to become that exclusive agent. In whatever area you cover or whatever specialty you cover, either it's in residential, commercial, or whatever you do in real estate, you need to become that exclusive agent because that will make you the expert and will basically set up those standards, will put you above the crowd and showing people that you are the real deal. They hire the right person and eventually you are the person that is going to benefit from this because you have more control of your business, you have more predictable sales, and because of that, you will be very, very happy. Now, let's go to the 4th point that I really want to discuss here. Why is it so important that you have exclusivity? For both you, for the seller, and for the buyer. Because of this, you have more clarity and control. Clarity and control. And this is not only for you as the agent, this is also for the seller and also for the buyer. Let me quickly explain. Clarity as in, who are you actually working for? Are you working for the buyer side and the seller side? Now, of course, for most countries out there, the seller is paying the commission because you're serving the seller and helping them to sell the house. Here's the problem. If you don't have an exclusivity and the seller decides to appoint multiple agents in that same area, officially these agents are no longer working for the seller. Although the seller still pays the commission, now because these agents are competing against each other, who can ever find the buyer first at any reasonable price, the agent will basically convince the seller to take it at any price because then they would beat the other agent to the deal rather than getting the best deal for the seller. Now, you might want to listen to that a couple of times, what I just explained to you, because that is for me the essential part to explain to sellers that you need to let them know that if you appoint multiple agents, these agents are competing against each other, and because of them, they will use their influence and negotiation power to convince the seller to sell at any price once they have a buyer in front of their door. And because of that, it's basically a bit conflicting. It doesn't bring a lot of clarity. Also for the buyer, it doesn't bring clarity. It doesn't bring clarity for yourself because if the seller doesn't trust you and needs to appoint multiple agents, there's no clarity in what kind of relationship I actually have with this seller. Is he just appointing me to just see and what are the odds? Or is he really appointing me because he sees that I'm a specialist and I can really bring value to helping him sell this property? That's why exclusivity is important. And of course, the control that you have and the control that the seller has over selling this property. If he has one appointed agent to basically sell this property for him, he has a lot of control, he has one point of contact, he can review it, he can basically track it, and he can get a lot of feedback from there. It saves him a lot of time, and on top of that, it allows him to really see what is happening on a day-to-day basis, helping him to sell that house. Appointing multiple agents not necessarily means you have more chance in selling the house. And that brings me to point number 2, why exclusivity is important, because it gives you more marketing opportunity. So I tell you, I just write down marketing, right? More marketing opportunities. Marketing opportunities means that if you have an exclusivity, you are not afraid to spend a little bit more and choose multiple exposures for this property. You might want to do an open house. You might want to put it on multiple portals. You might run a couple of ads. You print more flyers, and not only from the inside, you will show a lot of visuals from the outside. What I see a lot of agents do that don't have exclusivity is that they kind of hide the property. They kind of put the property a little bit like it's very hard to find for the market, because why? They're afraid that other agents are out there looking for the same listing, and they basically go behind their back to sell this same property once a buyer appears. So what do we get? We get a lot of pictures that don't make any sense for us. We get a lot of videos that don't make any sense for us. We see no locations. So we hide a lot of information, what basically disrupts our marketing efforts and doesn't really do good for the opportunity to sell this property. And that is for me a huge reason why exclusivity is important. If you get a 3 to 6 months contract, a good exclusivity contract, where the seller tells you within this period you have the sole right to sell this property, you can go all out and make sure that you have the best chances of selling this property. You can take pictures from the outside, from the inside, drone videos, and you can put it everywhere, because you know for all the efforts that you're doing, if within that period the property is sold, you will still get your commission. And that is very, very important. So focus on those marketing activities. It is the marketing that helps you sell the property. Listing the property is not enough. You have agents out there that list the property, and you have agents out there that market the property, and you need to be the one that markets it. If the market doesn't see it, nothing will happen. If the market doesn't know where it is, nothing will happen. If the market is not interested, nothing will happen. So you need to do the marketing first, and if the seller only gives you limited options by not giving you the exclusivity, you're basically wasting your time. Okay, let's go quickly to point number 3. Point number 3 is also an important one, because it gives you the focus of where you want to spend your money and your time on. You know, a lot of our agents, we collect a lot of listings, we collect a lot of good listings, we have some not so good listings, and in the end of the day, the question is all about where does your marketing money go to, but more importantly, where does your time go to? And I see a lot of agents, they are really amazing in getting a lot of listings, but what is really, be honest with you, look at all the listings you have right now on your website, on the portals. How much time and effort are you really spending there? Are you just putting it on the portal and sit back, relax, and wait for somebody to appear or to, put in a lead? You'll be realizing that selling a house is way more effort than only putting a listing on a portal or on a website. At the end of the day, there's more activities that is needed. You might want to do an open house, you want to maybe do flyers, maybe you want to send out an email, maybe you want to do multiple activities that really put the property out there. And if you don't have that focus point on that specific property, it doesn't really give the right outcome to what you really want to do. So I always, when I talk to sellers and explain sellers, I say, Mr. Seller, listen, exclusivity is not only about having it exclusive, it's for me to decide which opportunities are the best from all the listings that I currently have in my listing portfolio. And I want to focus on your house, but I can only focus on your house if you really give me the trust and if you give me the opportunity to work exclusively with you, so that I know that this is something that I really have to start pushing. Now, if a seller is really motivated to sell this property, if his why, his necessity is high enough, he should definitely consider to give it to you exclusive. Why? Because for you, it becomes on top of the list of all the other listings, making sure that it's get top priority, and you go out there into your network and into your marketing resources to make sure that this property gets sold as fast as possible. So focus point is very important, and I want to add to that, it intensifies also the collaboration between you and the seller. You basically are becoming a team team right now. The seller really motivated to sell the property, and you as the agent really motivated to sell the property for them. If somebody gives you that trust, you are on a high alert, you're making sure that you don't want to disappoint them, and that exclusivity just gives you a little bit more of that extra motivation. Okay, let's go to the last one, point number 4. You are working on a better reputation overall in the market. So you're basically having higher standards. So I've just put in high standards. Because of these high standards, this is basically you telling the market, listen, I'm happy to sell the home for you and I will put a lot of work and effort to sell the home for you, but my standards are just a little bit higher. And you as an agent basically need 3 things to really make sure that you have good control, marketing efforts, and focus on a property. So what are those 3 things? Very simple. You need exclusivity. We already talked about that. 2, you need to have the right pricing. You need good pricing on any property, right? Pricing is the first thing that people look at. The market knows when a property is overpriced, because we have already enough data out there. We have already enough information out there. The buyer market is not stupid. They know when a property is overpriced. So if you as the agent are not able to get the right price with the standards that you're offering through exclusivity, then still the property will not be that interested. You will not get that many leads. You will not get many people that will call you or want to come visit you for a viewing because you're not offering those high standards. And the last thing that you need, of course, as a very good listing agent is, of course, you need accessibility. And through exclusivity, it would be the assumption that even seller gives you this exclusivity, you get full control and you also get full access. That means you can have viewings in the morning, afternoon, in the evening. Whenever that potential buyer is there, you can basically be very flexible in when you want to meet them. I see so much frustration and I see so many problems when it comes to the fact that a lot of these properties are up for sale, but then the seller doesn't really trust their agent with a key or to have full access to the property. You know, this can be for many reasons. Maybe the seller has a bad experience in the past. Maybe it's for any other reason. But at the end of the day, try to build that trust as good as possible. Increase your standards. Make them comfortable that you are really a professional. And because of that, they will give you the exclusivity. They will give you the right price. And they will also give you that access. So that's what we all have for you today. Why exclusivity? Really become that exclusive agent. It's the best advice that I can give you. And we have a lot of examples, and you want us to connect you with those examples for people that went from completely ad hoc and open listings to fully exclusive listings, how that has changed their business. We would be happy to connect them for you. Hey, and by the way, if you really like PropCoach and you like the trainings that we're doing and you're feeling like, hey, I want more training, I want training on negotiations, on prospecting, on sales process, on motivation, on mindset, on marketing, all those things, hey, we have a beautiful bundle for you right now that you can find in our online training school called PropCoach University of Real Estate, and you can find the link somewhere below here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you click and check it out. It's a very special deal for you, and I hope you're really going to like it. Thank you so much for watching this time here at the PropCoach channel. It's wonderful to see you again, and I will see you again next week with a new video. See you next time. Bye-bye.